All right, welcome into the normal Wednesday stream here. We've got another song. It is called Have You Ever Seen the Rain? So, as per usual, if you want to mix along with the stream, the link at the top of the chat or the link at the top of the description. You can download the multi-tracks for the song completely for free. There's tons of other multi-tracks on that page as well, so you can download them. There's links back to each stream, so you can mix along with each of the streams or just use the multi-tracks for your own mixing practice. Let me kind of run you through what's going on here so far. The layout of the song, we've got drums, bass, pair of electrics, pair of acoustics, piano, organ, and a lead vocal to contend with. I do have my mix bus processing in place here, so the console shaper, just running the drive at 0 there. I've got my mix bus compressor in place here, still rocking with the PreSonus Britcomp here. Haven't quite graduated onto the SSL one, but we'll get there sooner or later, I think. And then the tape machine is the end of the chain here. 5.1 on the amount. B-type for more bottom end, and then 30 inches per second. Settings on the mix bus compressor, 2:1, negative 1.6 on the threshold, 30 millisecond attack, 100 millisecond release, and a dB of makeup gain. At the very, very end of the chain, I have just the stock limiter bumping everything up by 6 dB, and then a ceiling of -1. So I get that little bit of mastering feel, that little bit of mastering polish, and then I pull my master down by 6 dB. So I'm not listening super loud, but I still get the mastering feel. Let's kind of zoom in a little bit here and see. We'll probably loop this final chorus, it looks like. Yeah. That chorus or this chorus? I'm going to go with the final chorus. It's probably going to have more energy overall. So we want to be mixing the most energetic part of the song. Looks like I will have to trim out some toms, but we'll do that when we get there. Let's take a look at our kick drum to start here. Limiter at the top of the chain. We're going to pull that back for sure. So let's go. These days I really like staying under 3 dB. And then we'll do another 2 dB here. Some audible limiting, but it's okay, I think. High pass filter controlling the bottom end. A little bit of ringing there. We'll just notch that out. That feels good. Let's get some compression on it. And you know what? Since we do have it, I'm going to pull this bus compressor in and see if we can rock it on kick drum. We'll give it a shot and see kind of. think I like the flexibility of you know what, there's some great knock on this. But that sounds so much tighter. I like that a lot more. So we're gonna rock stock. Let's give it some top. Cool. And then a little bit of bottom. That feels good. That feels really nice.
I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain?
That's what I want to avoid. So that's our big peak there. Let's pull that down even further. So let's go 7.5. Cool. And then the one after it, we'll go 3 dB down from there. Now, if you have a more transparent limiter, if you have a kind of, I don't know, oomphed up limiter, one that's better than the stock limiter here inside of Studio One, you could probably do all your limiting on one limiter. If you have something like Drum Leveler, which is that plugin you can kind of set where you want the peak to be on your drums, you can use that in this spot as well. For me, I like the stock limiter in Studio One, but pushing it over 3 dB reduction seems to get a little funky sounding. It doesn't stay very clean the harder you push it. So I like to be mindful of that. I can dig that. Let's add some top. And lots of mids. The miking setup I tend to run on snare drum uh, usually leaves me with a dip here in the mids. But notice all the bottom end we're getting out of the snare drum. And I mean, the microphones take both of these boosts really, really nicely, the top end and the mid-range boost. So I'm fine sacrificing mid-range on the way in for getting more bottom end and weight out of the snare drum on the way in. We will need another limiter here at the end. Put some weight on the snare drum there, some bottom end.
I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain?
Let's see what's going on with our toms here. From tracking, I have everything but the floor tom pulled down. That looks like that's all we're rocking there. So we will hide these guys. So I'm going to disable them and hide them. And then we'll just come into our floor tom and get rid of everything that's not floor tom. Nice and easy with this song because there's only a couple hits, but I do like to keep them around -12 as well. Not as big of a deal with just floor tom here, but when there's a bunch of toms, I like to go in and gain all the toms so they're all hitting about the same level. That's what allows me to mix the toms on a group level. Just a workflow thing. One more hit at the end. Leave a touch extra leeway on the end of this one. Cool. I will create a layer in case I need to get back to it. You never know doing edits like this if you miss a tom hit or something, then you come back later. If you don't save a layer, it's gone. So let's look at this one here. I'm still going to mix it on the bus. It's there. overheads. Cool. Here's our room, mono room. I like to roll off the top and bottom on this and do a big scoop here. Can tell the main thing I like from this is this kind of low mid area. One of my favorite mics on the drum kit.
Have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know. Have you ever seen the rain?
Drums are sounding good. Brought up the Bricasti there. All that is, it's just an impulse response of the Studio B. Short reverb, 400 milliseconds. Here's our bass. Now, I used to fight with top end on bass like this, where there was like pokey notes like that, and I used to always kind of, oh, maybe I should get a transient designer, but I'm going to show you something here that I've been doing, but let's find some bottom end first. Been compressing bass pretty heavily these days too. So those things there, I've been using the multiband to take care of them. Just pulling the bottom end down till but then up at the top here, I've started using this top band, so everything above 180, 20-to-1 ratio, fast attack, fast release, and then anything that's hear how much control we have now on the top end? Just gorgeous. Bottom end's feeling good. I'm going to mix the piano first, I think, because it does run all the way through. Needs a ton of this area. So we have a pair of acoustics, relatively doubled. I'm going to take a look at them individually first here. Very lightly played. Let's take a look at the second guy. B-Leaf, thanks for the thumbs up. I think I'm going to replace this compressor on the bus with a butter compressor. then, of course, at the very, very end of the chain here, I'm going to throw a multi-band, and I'm going to grab my guitar tamer preset, which is just 1K and above here, and we're just going to... Actually used Ampire on these guitars, so fun little fact there, using the stock guitar amp. They're a little thick for my liking. Little low pass. B-Leaf sounded. I'm glad you think it sounds good. I'm happy with it so far. I'm still going to throw this on the end just because of that giant boost. Here's our organ. I might give it a little love with this guy. instrumental's feeling really good. I'm happy with that. Let's look at the second chorus here for the vocal, kind of see what's what. And actually, let me see if I need to dial in any of this first. The plate reverb on the snare.
I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever? Someone told me long ago. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain?
You know what? Amazing sibilance control on the vocalist's part.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know.
So you got to think right now. I've rolled off bottom end. We're doing like 10 dB of compression here, and we barely need the de-esser. That is amazing sibilance control on the vocalist's part. That's the sign of a seasoned singer when they can step in front of a microphone and know, I got to control this range of my voice, make sure the sibilance doesn't pop out too much. That's some good control there.
I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever? Someone told me long ago, there's a calm. I wanna know. Someone told me long ago. I wanna. Someone told me long ago. There's a calm before the storm. I know. It's been coming for some time. When it's old.
You know what? Something I do want to try. I tried it on a previous song, and I really liked it. Was using this guy at like 8 or 10, and boosting top end this way. So let's try it. Let's try it at 10 first, maybe.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know. It's been coming for some time. Someone told me long ago. Someone told me long ago. There's a calm before the storm. I know. It's been coming for some. Someone told me long ago. There's a calm before the storm. I know.
I don't know if I like that as much as this.
Someone told me long ago. There's a calm before the storm. I know. It's been coming for some time. Someone told me long.
You know what? Is there something that's not yet? Not yet.
Long ago. There's a calm before the storm. I know. It's been coming for some time. And someone told me long ago. There's a calm before the storm. I know. It's been coming for some time. Someone told me long ago.
Now we're getting some action on our de-esser.
There's a calm before the storm. I know. It's been coming for some time. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain?
Dial soothe up to about 1.5.
I want to know, have you I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know, it's been coming for. Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know. It's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water.
Someone told me long. Also, just a side note here, pay attention to how I can flip back and forth between the cover and the original track because of how amazingly in time the original's played. Just brilliantly played. Very, very nice timing on the original track for however many years ago. I want to get my delay set up here. It's a stereo quarter note delay, and I'm going to split each side off by about 10 seconds so it becomes stereo. That way it's not the same delay on each side. It's going to be split off from a quarter note by 10 seconds on each side. And then I'm going to dial in this compressor.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know, it's been coming for some time.
So when we bring this delay up now, while the vocal is going, the delay will be compressed. So if we open up the chain on the vocal, you can see I'm side chaining the delay with the vocal. So while the vocal's going, the delay will be compressed by about 8 dB, and then the vocal stops, and our delay will come up to fill the space. So it's a little bit of ear candy, and it kind of keeps our delay from making the vocal too muddy sounding. Let's dial in just the delay for a moment.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know. Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know. It's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say,
I'm starting to feel really happy about the track here. I'm pulling in my references, so those are going to be ready. I'm actually going to keep the original in here as a reference as well. If you watched not last week, but a couple weeks ago, we mixed a cover of "You Can Call Me Al," I believe, on one of the streams. If not, I'm sorely mistaken. But either way, I was mixing a cover of "You Can Call Me Al," and I had the original track in there, and I started using it as a reference. And the bottom end on the original track from the '80s was phenomenal. So sometimes some of these older tracks will surprise you in what you can learn from them, and from the original mix. We're gonna play a little bit of this, and I'm gonna sneak out and take a short break here as well as I play through it here, and then when we come back, we're gonna start referencing here and see how everything is looking.
Someone told me long ago there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down a sunny day? Yesterday and days before, sun is cold and rain is hot. I know, been that way for all my time, till forever.
Okay, so let me briefly run down some of the effects that are going on the track, because I kind of breezed through those as I was pulling them up here. On the vocal, I've got 3 different effects going. So the first one's this slap delay, which is just a mono slap delay. It's a 100 millisecond slap delay, no feedback or anything, but I'm using the built-in high cut and low cut to roll off everything below 300 and then everything above 3K here. And I'm also cranking up the drive as well because I want some distortion. So it's a distorted slap delay. That's tucked pretty low. I just like it for a little bit of dimension on the vocal. And if it's more of a 60s type of track sometimes, like Elvis-y, early Beatles-y, I can push that up more if we need more of that slap delay. Or if I guess it's more like a 90s Foo Fighters track, right? That's more of a popular thing there as well. The next thing going is the Lexicon plate. This is just a 2-second plate reverb with a 150 millisecond pre-delay. The reason for the really long pre-delay, this is a Chris Lord algae type of thing, where you dial up the pre-delay on the reverb, which pushes the reverb out in front of the vocal or out behind the vocal. So you hear the vocal and then you hear your reverb instead of them sitting on top of each other. With the vocal and the reverb sitting on top of each other, sometimes things can get a little bit muddy. So using the pre-delay to push the reverb out behind the vocal can help give you some space between the vocal and the reverb. It also lets you hear the reverb a little bit better without it being too long. So especially on shorter reverb, if you want to hear that tail and the depth you're getting from it without it really cloudying up or muddying up your vocal, use the pre-delay to push it out behind the vocal there. So that's that guy. It's just an impulse response of the A plate from the Lexicon 480. Behind that, I'm rolling off everything below 300 and everything above 10K. So a little bit of the Abbey Road type of thing. I believe the Abbey Road technique is pre-reverb, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be. The next thing going is the quarter note delay. So this is what I was showing you as I was setting it up. It's a stereo DDL, stereo dynamic delay. I've got the splitter going in Studio One here, and it's on channel split. So I have a delay on the left and a delay on the right. They're the same, they're just split off by 10 milliseconds on each side from the quarter note, which makes it stereo. Again, I'm rolling off everything below 300, everything above 3K, so nothing's getting in the way of the bottom end, the weight on our vocal, or the top end. I want the air and mostly the sibilance range to just be coming from the main vocal, and kind of the same thing with the bottom end. The bottom end weight on the vocal, I want to be coming just from the vocal. I don't want to add weight or add muddiness with any of the effects we're putting on. So having a high cut and low cut is very helpful there. No drive on either of the delays there. And then after that, I'm using this compressor I showed you to compress the delay while the vocal is going, which makes it the DDL, the dynamic delay. So compressing the delay by about 8 dB while the vocal's going. And then when the vocal stops, the delay comes up to fill those spaces. The only other effect I threw in here was on the snare drum. So our snare drum is sending to this sun plate here, which is just the Bricasti sun plate. The A plate, it's a 4-second plate reverb, so a really, really long one, but I'm rolling off everything below 500 hertz here, so not getting any kind of weight from this reverb, just that air, just that mid-range to give our snare some length. And I usually dial this in pretty sparingly depending on how big the track is. This is just some guitars and keys and one vocal, so we don't need too much of it. As we're listening through, if I feel like I need more, I can always dial that up. So I'm going to click this up to 0, and we're going to start referencing here and seeing where everything is sitting. We're about almost an hour into the stream here, so having a reference track is very, very helpful to make sure my ears aren't lying to me after mixing for an hour. If you're mixing, especially on headphones like I am, the longer you go, the more your ears are lying to you, right? You're going to start to push more top end. You might start pushing more high mids, and then you come back after taking a break and you're like, whoa, all that top end, all that high mid information doesn't need to be there. So having a reference track to kind of show you like, hey, maybe dial it back a little bit can be helpful, keeps you fresh as well. So we're going to look at 50 hertz and below here to start. I'm going to flip to mono. If you are listening on subs, beware this is going to get a little bit loud because I'm going to dial up the main out here to just listen to the sub area. And we're going to flip back and forth between our track here, our mix, the references, as well as the original track, and kind of see what's what here. So you know what might be helpful for the bass is checking a verse section. Okay, that feels good. Let's check the frequency range above it. And here's where we'll kind of look at and see where the original is sitting, because I'm guessing what we can actually look here. I'm guessing there's not much sub information on the original. I could be wrong. Actually, the bass is really good on the original. Wow. There's no kick drum there though. So here's 50 hertz to 100 hertz. Add an octave here. You like to have at the Source Studio says 2 to 4 references in the session. Cubase control. I've never used Cubase, so I'm not familiar with the control room. But yeah, I like to have. I have these 2 Joe Gilder tracks that I use because I love these songs, and I kind of came up watching him mix, so I'm really familiar with both of these tracks and both of these mixes and how they sound everywhere. So I like to use them for references, and they keep me fresh. And then if I'm mixing a cover, I usually pull in the original as well. So yeah, always good to have a couple references. The bass on the original is phenomenal. Pushed a little bit more on the kick drum there. And now we're going to jump up to the super highs here. So here's where we might go back to the chorus, but we'll kind of see what's what here. I'm going to come back down to 0. I like the top end. Okay, I like that. Here's 5K to 10K, so another octave here. there's actually more top end on the original, which is interesting. Sounds like the references have stronger high mids. That's what we're looking at right now. I'm tempted to put more on the vocal there, but we're going to leave it for the moment. 1K to 2K. So another octave here. Pultec boost 8K with wide Q might do the trick. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I'm tempted to push more on the vocal in the high mids there. I did push more on the drums. The snare drum on the reference is really cracking in the high mids. So I pushed a little bit more on the snare drum there. Sounded good here. I pulled down the electrics there a little bit. They were kind of thick. I noticed them higher up as well, so... Cool. I'm starting to feel good about that. Let's listen to everything together. Oh, you like the EQ trick on the master? That's I can't remember. I think I saw David Glenn do it back in the day when he used to do all his mixing videos. Yeah, for sure. The mix cubes are great for that as well.
Till forever on it goes, through the circle, fast and slow. I know it can't stop. I wonder. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Yeah, I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever? I wanna know.
All right, we're going to blend in some of my parallel chain here now, which is all we're doing here is we're sending from the mix bus here to this mix B, which has a 33609 style compressor on it, 2-to-1 ratio, 100 millisecond release. We're going to do about 7 to 10 dB of compression here. And then I'm boosting 3 dB at 60 and 3 dB at 7.2. So more bottom end, more top end. We're going to blend this in here and get some more oomph, some more punch, some more energy out of our track overall here. So let's take a listen, blend this in.
I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know,
All right, just adding some fades here is all. Add one on the end here. Nice. Add one on the electric here as well. Cool. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to listen through the whole track here. So I'm going to bump the volume up to 0 here, and we'll switch it on the stream so I don't blow YouTube apart here. We're going to listen all the way through the track here. We're going to do it once on headphones, and then I'm going to switch to the mains in the room here, and we're going to listen through one more time on the mains in the room. But other than that, feeling really, really good with this track here. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but I'll say again here, if you want to mix this track, the link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description, you can download the multi-tracks for this song completely for free. You can mix along with the stream here. You can just use them for your own mixing practice as well. The song is called Have You Ever Seen the Rain? There's tons of other multi-tracks on that page as well with links back to the various streams. All completely free, so you can download the tracks and go back to each of the streams and follow along. You can mix with me or just use the multi-tracks for your own mixing practice. So let's go back here, beginning of the song, and let's listen through.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down a sunny day. Yesterday and days before, sun is cold and rain is hot. I know, been that way for all my time, till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. I know, it can't stop, I wonder. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. Yeah, I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day.
Cool. I'm really digging that. That sounds good. At Source Studios, much fuller with the keys. I'm glad you like the keys. That was something we did deliberately, was putting the piano all the way through instead of just on the just on the walk down. I'm a keyboard player, so that was my decision to do that because I'm selfish like that. Nice high note from the vocalist. Yeah, he did a great job. Any pitch, there is a little bit of pitch correction on the vocalist. It's nothing crazy. Like it's not making him hit notes that he didn't hit. That's just something standard I do as I go through pretty much any vocalist, is making sure they're pretty tight there. But that's all him. He's 70 years old, just absolutely killing it. Absolutely killing it. All right, like I said, we're gonna go through now, and we're gonna listen on the mains here in the room, and kind of see what's what. This is where we'll find out if Soothe is doing its job on the vocal, making sure nothing's too harsh or anything. Correction sounded minimal. Yeah, it's just all I do with vocals as I'm editing down tracks is a little bit of melodyne. If there's big issues, I'd rather tackle them with re-recording, right? If I'm doing a lot of music like this, like rock, classic rock stuff like this, that's all live instruments. So I'm never doing anything really heavy with auto-tune. I don't even know if I have auto-tune anymore. I used to have Waves Tune when I did more like R&B, rap, hip hop stuff, but I don't do a lot of that anymore. I do a lot of rock music, so any pitch correction I'm doing is very, very minimal. It's just some melodyne across the vocalists. For me, it's the same kind of professional touch that I do with editing on drums, getting rid of any tom bleed, that kind of stuff. Nothing game changing, nothing like that. Anything that needs to be game changing, like I said, I'd rather do. I'll show you the work we did on the vocal in that regard, if I still have them here. So we did three takes of the vocal, so this is just a comp. I'd rather do that than heavy pitch correction or heavy auto tune. So 3 takes of the vocal, just a touch of pitch correction, and that's it. That's his vocal. We're gonna listen through here on the mains in the room and see how everything is looking. Make sure the mid range and the high mids is sounding good here on everything. Right, supposed to have more live energy. Exactly. All right, let's listen through here and see how everything is sounding. I'm gonna mute my mic. We're gonna listen on the mains in the room, and we're gonna call this done.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time.
All right, I'm really happy with that. That sounds awesome. The only thing I was kind of thinking about as I was listening through was the cymbals might be a touch loud on some of the downbeats. I might go through and edit some of those down like a half dB. I might throw soothe on there as well, but I think I'm really happy with this to show to the artist and get their opinion on everything there. If you want to mix this song, as always, link at the top of the chat, top of the description. You can download these multi-tracks, mix this song completely for free, no charge, nothing like that. There's tons of other multi-tracks on that page from all of the past streams with links back to them as well. So you can mix all of these songs, you can follow along with the streams, or you can just use them for your own mixing practice as well. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope these Wednesday streams are helpful for you. I try to do this every Wednesday at like 1 p.m. or so. We were like 5-10 minutes late today, but that's okay. I hope these are helpful. These are kind of fun for me. I like to interact, get some questions. But that'll do it for this one. I'm happy with that track. Thank you so much for joining me here for another stream, and I will see you in the next one very, very soon.